Chadwick.
Growing up as a swimmer at Arlington and then also at Model, I went to school here from preschool through 12th grade, where my dad taught on campus in construction technology, and it just seemed like a perfect school. I mean, we had small class sizes, and the school was awesome. I went here all the way until I graduated. Swam for the legendary coach Tim Cahill, the best coach ever, in my opinion, and I think many would say the same thing. Taught you a lot of life lessons and hard work, determination. Helps out a lot. I was a sprint freestyle swimmer, swam the 50 free and 100 free, and then some relays, and then 100 backstroke as well. And then Coach Cahill asked me to be a 50 and 100 primarily towards my end of my career, and it all worked out.
What do you think you learned from your time here at Model that's kind of helped you now that you're coaching as well?
Just do the right thing, be disciplined in everything that you do, make good choices, be responsible, and hard work always pays off.
I started school here in nursery school, so I went to Model for 14 years, and I played all sports. I lived close by, played in the neighborhoods, and then carried on with my friends here at Model. I started playing golf in middle school. I played basketball and baseball in middle school as well. Also played golf when I was in 8th grade, and then I had to make a decision on whether I was going to play golf or baseball. So I decided on baseball because I figured I could play golf the rest of my life. So Kevin Brown and I were playing on a middle school team in 8th grade, and Coach Kearns was the baseball coach, and they needed some players. So he called us up when we were about halfway through the 8th grade year to the varsity. And so I ended up playing, I guess, 4.5 years of baseball, and then played basketball in middle school, JV team as freshman, and then started on the varsity for my last 3 years. Graduated in 1980, and I'm being inducted for mainly basketball, I think. One of our bigger accomplishments, and I think it's the last time we ever accomplished this at Model, is in 1980, we drew Madison Central in the 44th District Tournament up at Alumni Coliseum. We had a tremendous team in 1980, my senior year, and we were able to defeat Madison Central 82-77 in 1980. And it's a really small school. They were a major power and a big school in the 11th region, 44th district. And I think, to my recollection, I've been told that's the last time small Model was able to accomplish that. So we're real proud of that, sort of our claim to fame.
A bunch of other guys' faces lit up when Coach Kearns walked in. Let's talk about how much it means for him to be here tonight.
I'm so glad you asked, because Coach Kearns is, if you ask me who had the greatest influence, in my life, he is definitely, at the top of the list, along with my father, as far as men. He's like a father figure, but most importantly, it's just the example that he set. He came to school here when this building was established back in 1962, and he coached till 1989. And just the example that he had on just living his life. I went to church with Coach Kearns. I saw how he carried himself. He was a basketball coach and baseball coach, and I spent a lot of time with him, and I sometimes probably got out of line, and the team didn't do well sometimes, but I never heard him say a curse word. He was always respectful, kind, and since that time, we've maintained our relationship. As a matter of fact, back 12 or 15 years ago, we knew that the gym was the Shirley Kearns Gymnasium, but there wasn't a plaque on the wall. So about 60 basketball players who had obviously love Coach Kearns, got together and we had a nice dinner in his honor and established a plaque that you now see on the inside of the gymnasium. We put that there. And that's just for respect that all his players have for him as a coach, a great coach, but also more importantly just as a man who really.
I was a fortunate student at Model. I started in pre-K at 4 years old and went all the way to 1993, senior year I graduated, and I started playing tennis for Model, a varsity tennis player in 5th grade. And I played every single year, and played for Coach Don Greenwell, and was very successful, and won some regional titles, and went to state every year. I started playing tennis at Arlington, and then also the Greg Adams Tennis Center. But yes, so I graduated in 1993. I was a recruited athlete for tennis and swimming, but I wanted to play tennis, and I played for 2 years at West Point. We were in the Patriot League Division I. I won the Patriot League 2 years in a row, and then I decided the Army wasn't for me, and if you go to the first day of your junior year classes, you're committed to West Point and to the Army. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try something else, and I transferred back to Eastern Kentucky University and graduated in 1998 from Eastern. But I played for Coach Higgins, legendary Coach Higgins, and I was back playing in the Greg Adams Tennis Center and at Martin Hall tennis courts. I can't say enough great things about it. It's such a unique place. Every student gets such a great education. It's tailored to them. The teachers are great, the faculty is great, the staff is great, and just the opportunities that you get at Model, the enrichment, I feel was just incredible for me. And even when I went to West Point, I felt like I was beyond what some students had received in their high schools. I had already experienced and been exposed to so many things, and I think that's what Model does for students.